I bought 7 cheap microphones on Amazon to try and find the best budget studio microphone to buy. They all have excellent reviews and are priced between $20 and $60. And as a bonus, I will compare the mics to a few more expensive options from previous videos. Let's start with the cheapest of the 7 mics. This is the EUCUS PC microphone with mic stand. Even the name sounds cheap. I will spare you of the full name of this mic since it's, well, what you would expect from a cheap product on Amazon, but I will put links to all microphones in the description. When I first took this mic out of the package, it immediately felt very cheap. There's not a lot of weight to it. The stand it comes with is completely made out of plastic, and the same can be said about the mic itself. It literally feels hollow. This video is sponsored by Untitled. Are you looking for new emotes? Then the new emote tool from Untitled is perfect for you. After choosing your starting character, you can customize it further until it looks similar to you. When you're done customizing, simply click on Generate Emote and then you will be able to select the emotes you want to buy. The more you select here, the cheaper it gets per emote. If you are interested, then go to Untitled or click on the link on top of my description to start creating your own emotes today. I think we can all agree that this mic sounds pretty horrible, right? By the way, I didn't notice this before the unboxing, but this mic is not a USB mic. They say so on the back of the package because it should come with an adapter, but it doesn't, so yeah. Let's test some other mics. Now, costing around $48, this SUDOTACK mic is one of the more expensive ones we're checking out today, but it's a complete kit that contains 2 pop filters, a shock mount, then the mic itself, which looks kinda premium, and all of this comes with a boom arm to mount to your desk. By the way, since we are checking out the SUDOTACK today, this microphone came in a similar box. I wanna test these mics against each other since they are extremely similar. This is a test of the SUDOTACK USB microphone. This is a test of the BM800 microphone. Now that I've heard how different these 2 mics sounded, I really want to test all the mics side by side. So this is the Fifine K669B, and this might just as well be the most popular budget USB microphone. The tripod legs are not made out of plastic like the first mic we tested. It feels pretty sturdy and it's the only thing that comes in the box besides the microphone. There is a volume knob on the front to change the gain, and overall the mic feels pretty premium. The next mic is the Relino M3. The stand is completely made out of plastic, but just like the mic, it doesn't feel fragile at all. Overall, it feels like a solid package, so I'm looking forward to testing this mic. So now we have 2 mics left to unbox. The Razer Siren Mini, which apparently is a phenomenal microphone for the price, and the Tonor TC777, which also is a very well known and budget friendly mic, and which sits in the same price category as a Fifine mic we discussed earlier. The mic arrives in one piece, ready to be plugged into your PC. The stand is pretty durable, the legs are made out of metal, and the shock mount is something pretty interesting. It's a simple piece of plastic with rubber bands around it that are supposed to hold the mic. The result of the shock mount is that any vibrations on your desk will not hit the microphone since the mic doesn't touch the plastic. And then lastly, somewhat of a fan favorite, the Razer Siren Mini. It comes with a USB cable, a piece of plastic to put between the legs and the mic to make it taller, the legs itself, and then the microphone. The mic itself feels pretty light. I expected it to be one of the heavier ones, but it might just as well be the lightest mic I tested today. Once you put it together, it kind of wobbles on the stand, which is pretty weird in my opinion, and I don't really know the purpose of this sideways movement, but overall the mic looks great. It's matte black, which is something I love, so I wouldn't be afraid of bringing this mic home to my parents. Let's test all of these microphones back to back. I'm really excited. This is the EUCUS USB microphone that costs $14 on wish.com and about $19 on Amazon. And I will keep talking while switching the microphones because there is something I need to explain. On the top right of the screen you will see a graphic of all the mics we are testing out today, grouped by polar pattern. By looking at the graphic of those polar patterns, you can see where the mic is recording sound from. The top of the circle is what will be aimed at your mouth, and then the bottom of the circle is the back of the mic that will be aimed at your keyboard sound. So the smaller the pickup pattern on the bottom of the circle that's gonna be aimed at your keyboard, the less keyboard noise you will get while you're talking. Some of these mics have a different pickup pattern or polar pattern. For example, this mic records less from the sides than most of the other mics, but in general there's not gonna be that much of a difference, especially with these budget microphones. And I tested how much noise actually gets removed by placing a mic in front of my speaker. I then played some keyboard ASMR that had the same constant volume all the time, and then I recorded one sample with the front of the mic aimed at the speaker and then one with the back aimed at it. As you can see, there was a clear difference, and this is because of the polar pattern. Right now I will let you hear the difference in keyboard noise for all the microphones. This is a test of the EUCUS PC microphone. This one is omnidirectional, so you will probably hear a lot of keyboard noise. It is really important to note that while the polar pattern of a mic definitely helps to reduce background noise, using a microphone that's on a boom arm like this one or the previous one is going to be much more effective at reducing environment sounds than choosing a mic with a narrow polar pattern. Especially since these cheaper microphones aren't as effective at cancelling out background noise compared to some more expensive options like the Rode Procaster I'm using. You can find a bunch of cheap microphone arms on Amazon for about $15 to $20, and they are definitely strong enough to carry these budget microphones. By the way, as a side note, the stand of this Relino mic is extremely big. I had to push my keyboard forward a lot to the point where it's kinda hard to reach it while typing, so this stand definitely too big. The reason a boom arm helps so much is that it brings the microphone closer to your mouth and then further away from your keyboard at the same time. As a result of that, not only will your mic be further away from things like your keyboard, you can also pull down the gain of the mic since your mouth is closer to it now, which will also reduce environment sounds. Another effect of moving the mic closer to your mouth is that it will sound more full and warm like a real studio microphone. So for my next and final test I will put all the mics on a boom arm since it definitely makes a huge difference. And again, keep in mind that adding a budget boom arm to each of these mics is going to cost you at least $15 to $20. This is a test of the EUCUS PC microphone on a boom arm which positions it much closer to my mouth. As a result of this, all microphones will sound much warmer and much deeper. After this testing segment, I will do a recap and talk about all my favorite options out of all of these mics, since there are a few clear winners and I want you to make the right choice. I think it's pretty clear that using a boom arm absolutely makes a big difference, right? Some of these mics still might sound pretty bad, but some of the others that were mediocre before, like the Fifine for example, actually sound really good now that they are on a boom arm and closer to my mouth. But the next two mics, the Elgato Wave and definitely the Procaster, are more expensive mics. I just want you to hear the difference so you know what an upgrade in price will get you in terms of difference in quality. You will find links to all of the mics used in this video in the description. They are affiliate links, so I earn a commission, but I bought all these mics with my own money, so if you buy one of them, please use my link because then I can recover at least some of the cost of all these mics. And at last, the Rode Procaster. Now don't compare this mic to all the other ones. This mic itself costs $200, the audio interface costs $200, so it's not really a fair comparison. Again, I just want you to hear the difference a bigger budget can get you in terms of quality. And when you add effects to all the other mics, by the way, I have a tutorial on OBS Studio filters and Streamlabs OBS filters, but if you add effects with a VST plugin, you can get similar sounding studio-like quality because it just makes your mic warmer and deeper and all that good stuff. Actually sound really good now that they are on a boom arm and closer to my mouth. Actually sound really good now that they are on a boom arm and closer to my mouth. To be honest, it's pretty straightforward. At first I was really impressed by the SUDOTACK microphone because it sounded much warmer and deeper than all the other mics. But the reason for that is that the SUDOTACK mic comes with a boom arm while the other ones don't. If we put all the other mics on a boom arm too, it quickly becomes obvious that the Razer Siren Mini is actually the superior mic. And while the SUDOTACK mic does sound warmer and deeper than most of the other mics, even when they are all on a boom arm, it sounds very flat flat when you listen to it because it's mostly the lower sounds that are being recorded. And as soon as you start adding effects to it, it becomes even more apparent. So here's the thing, the SUDOTACK mic costs about as much as the Razer Siren Mini, but the Siren Mini does need a boom arm, which costs around $20. So what I would do is I would just get the Razer Siren Mini because it also sounds decent without a boom arm. You can just save up and then buy an arm when you're ready, and in the meantime you can just put a box on your desk and then put the mic on top of it to move it closer to your mouth, or you can just leave it on your desk and then just stream that way. It's definitely good enough. It just sounds better when it's right here instead of right here. Now, if you want my overall tier list, the EUCUS, the BM800 USB and the Toner are absolute trash. The Relino mic is better but still not really worth getting, and the Fifine is an actual good option for $29. It definitely sounds more flat than the Razer Siren Mini, but it does sound decent. Now, this video took me an absurd amount of time to make, probably more than 60 to 70 hours, so I would really appreciate it if you would like it and then maybe share it with someone who could use the video or who would enjoy watching it. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Have a nice day.